Well, this is Rick Wise. In today's Process and Eggs, we're going to talk about setting our goals and hitting our numbers. Now, before everyone rolls their eyes at the mention of setting our goals, because this is something that we do every month and we're expert at it, right? Going into 2021, what better way than to go back to the basics and just break out all the actions that we're doing to ensure that they're going to pay off at the end of the month. Hopefully here we can agree on something or we can agree to disagree. But hopefully today you will check my math. So let's take a look at setting the goals. There is, in theory, three sources or three revenues or three inbound sources. One's the showroom, one's the internet, and one's the phone. So we're going to look at setting up objectives for all three. Now, they're not exclusive to each other, but we want to hit some baselines. At least we can break out some basic math. First is the showroom. Why don't we use the old basic closing rate of 30% that we've used now for the last 100 years, right? And let's say that as a salesperson, you want to hit 15 deals for the month. So if we back into that, we would be required to do 50, what we used to call belly-to-belly presentations, and that's the road to the sale. We would need 15 individuals that we would work with, do a presentation, do a test drive, do a needs assessment, and then actually sit down to work out a deal. Now, we can do that now virtually or on site, and virtually plays an important part in doing this in today's environment. So if we had 50 of those, times 30% as our close rate, we should have 15 deals. Let's break that down per week. So we take the 50, divide by 4. Yeah, I know this is going to be rough math, but 4 weeks in a month typically. That's going to be 12.5 presentations, either virtually or on site. We take the 12.5, divide that by 5 for a 5-day work week. That's at 2.5 presentations per day, virtually or on site. 2.5 times that by 5, that's 12.5. Again, I'm doing reverse math here. You can see where I'm going to with this. The reason we want to do something basic like this, or the idea of doing something basic like this, is that by the time we get halfway through the week, if we don't have the number of presentations that we know that we need to hit our number, we might make a few decisions at that point with the help of management. One may be to work an additional day. One might be to create some type of event on the showroom floor to create more traffic, or maybe create more in social branding. But at least this is a tool that we can use to measure throughout the week and throughout the month if we are on track to hit our number or not. It's not the number of sales, it's the number of these baby steps to ensure we're going to hit that particular number. If you have a good first week, you knock it out in the park, we don't back off from these numbers. We stay consistent. The idea is to hit 15 deals per month at least, if not more. Now let's move on to the phone. In today's environment, with many of our retailers, many of our rooftops, an individual salesperson may not have the opportunity to capture enough inbound phone calls to do 15 deals just from the phone. I believe you can, but again, on feedback I'm getting, that might be difficult. So let's base the phone and the internet on 10 deals per month to at least give us a baseline. In this case, the going close rate for inbound phone calls is 16%. So if we take 10 deals, divide that by the 16%, we get 63 inbound calls. 63 inbound calls times 10, times 16 gives you 10. Just do it reverse. Same 63 divided by 4 weeks, that's 15.75 inbound calls per week. Take the 15.75, divide that by 5, that's 3.15 inbound calls per day. I know the 0.15 might throw us off here, but let's just play with the math. If we take the 15.75 inbound calls per week, times that by 16%, that gives us 2.52 deals per week. times that by 4 for 4 weeks, and it gets us 10 deals. You can see what we've done here. Now, all this is adjustable. You look at your own stats, you see what your own closing rate is, you make those adjustments. But if a salesperson's waiting to get 10 sales out of the month from phones, so the inbound phone calls, we know that that salesperson should get at least 63 inbound calls. And if during the week we're not getting our share of the 2.52, that's the deals, if we're not getting our share in a week of 15.75 inbound calls, guess what? We have to see if the calls are there for us to have. And if so, why are we missing our opportunity? Do we add another day to our work schedule for the week? Do we work 6 versus 5 days? Or do we pick up our pace on social media so we would have an inbound call that's directed to us ourselves? So there's things that we can do to adjust this. Let's look at the internet. Internet closing rate is about 7% for all inbound internet leads. To get 10 deals, it looks like we have to have 143 inbound leads per month per salesperson, times 7% gives you 10. Take the 173 inbound leads for the month, divide that by 4, that's 35.75 inbound leads per week. Divide that by 5 for 5 days of work week, and that's 7.15 inbound internet leads per day. Again, what we're doing is we're breaking this down. If we're not getting that many leads, internet leads, what can we do to increase that number? Again, social media, self-branding, talking to management, see if we get the opportunity. For management, they can need to look at the 143 inbound leads per month per salesperson, times it by the number of salespersons. Are they getting this for the dealership? And if not, how can we increase that? But again, we're breaking this down to the ridiculous. We're breaking this down to the minute. So we can break this down and know what we need to do each day to hit our numbers. Now, if you've been following this, if you did this with the internet and phone, the internet would give you 10 deals, the phone's going to give you 10 deals, that's 20 deals, that's more than our 15. Yes, I know we've targeted you for 15, but again, you can massage this, but you can see how the internet and the phone can make up for the lack of showroom traffic. But at least this is a tool that you can break down, you can use to monitor your progress throughout the month and see if you're spending your time wisely and on which tool, the internet, the phone, or the showroom. Final page. Let's break this down by price. I've reached out to a couple of our retailers, and this changes with every place, so I'm just using this to keep the math simple. Let's say on average, on a sale, new or used, including all your bonuses, you can make about $500 per vehicle. Again, this is average, and this is with you hitting every bonus that you have within your commission sheet. Times it by 10, because again, we're looking at phone and internet, that's $5,000 per month. At least that's a baseline. So how do we ensure that? Well, to do $5,000 per month for a phone, we know we have to get 63 inbound phone calls based on our previous math. If we take the $5,000 and divide by 63, that's $79 per inbound call. What we just did here is we broke down the 63 phone calls to see how much each individual call is worth it to the salesperson. As a salesperson, if I know that the call I'm picking up on is worth $79 to me, maybe I'll pay a little bit closer attention to that prospect. Maybe I'll up my game a little bit with my scripts and how I talk to that prospect to get him into the front door. Again, I'm breaking down my efforts. Knowing my math, I know as a salesperson that each inbound call that I receive and I pick up on is roughly going to be $79 to me. Same thing with the internet leads. If I take the 5,000, divide by 143, each lead that comes to me is worth $35 for me to make or for me to lose. Knowing that, maybe I'll respond to the lead faster, maybe I'll add video to that, maybe I'll follow up with them. And let's look at the showroom. Remember the showroom, we're looking at 15 deals. 15 deals times 500 comes out to 7,500. So that again, I have an idea of what I want to hit. I take 7,500 divided by 50 showroom presentations or virtual presentations, so I can get those 15 deals. Each presentation I do is worth 150 for me to make or for me to lose, either virtually or in the showroom. Now, when I read someone and I work the deal mentally, if I know if they buy or not, that action, that time with them is worth $150. It may spur me on to do my A game. In closing, we know you always do your A game. We all know you always do your best. But this is just a way to kind of help us keep this in the back of our mind, put this on a pad. So if it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we're kind of tired out, we're kind of bored, the last couple of days wasn't too great, this may be able to help us stay focused. As always, I'd like to get your thoughts and your feedback on this. Don't have to agree with this, but give me your thoughts, good, bad, or indifferent. And in addition to that, as I always say, go out and make it a great day.